Good morning, dear students. How are you? I hope you are well. I am also well. Today's lesson is Greatest Scientific Achievements, Unit 13, Lesson 1. Some of the greatest scientific achievements of the last 50 years. 1. Warm-up activity. Discuss the following questions in pairs. Question: what advantages has technology brought to everyday life? 2. How do science and technology make life better? 3. What, in your opinion, are some of the greatest scientific achievements so far? 2. Read the passages which discuss some of the greatest scientific achievements in the last 50 years. Now, dear students, we can read out these passages. We, human beings, tend to forget how far we have come as a species in a relatively short period of time. It was only in the 1870s when we had the first house that was lighted with electricity. Cars just started to become available 100 years ago. Charles Lindbergh made the first transatlantic flight in 1927. Televisions didn't become widely available until after World War II. In other words, the advances humankind has made in a relatively short period of time have been nothing short of extraordinary. Perhaps just as extraordinary is how we tend to simply adapt to these incredible changes, not realizing how completely our world has been altered in a short span of time. With that in mind, it is worth looking back at some of the amazing scientific advances we have made in the last few decades. Dear students, we can go to the other para of the whole lessons. The artificial heart. There is nothing that piques the interest of a human being quite as much as the prospect of living a longer life. Implanting a person with an artificial heart in 1982 was an extraordinary step towards increasing the human lifespan. A Seattle-based dentist, Dr. Barney Clark, was the first person implanted with the Jarvik 7, an artificial heart intended to last a lifetime. The Jarvik 7 artificial heart was designed by Robert Jarvik. Though the patient survived 112 days, it was a huge step towards the development of heart transplantation surgery. One day, more advanced versions of artificial organs will likely allow us to live much longer and more productive lives. When we get there, we will owe a lot to Robert Jarvik's artificial heart. Dear students, we can go to the other para of the passage. Cell phone. We always known to the cell phone. Phones have been around since the late 800s, but cell phones made their appearance only in the 1990s. Today, by some estimates, more than 100 million people in Bangladesh and more than 4.6 billion people worldwide mobile phones. Anything that is useful and spreads so fast has to be considered one of the greatest inventions of all time. Just 2 decades ago, in Bangladesh, even landlines were difficult to obtain, let alone mobile phones. Today, people from all social